This is a consultancy-based video addressing one of the biggest international breweries, Heineken. A group of cross-cultural management students has been examined the company, its global strategy, and its way of doing business closely for several weeks. Throughout this investigation, several articles of managers have been read and interviews with employees have been conducted, which revealed one specific issue of the current global strategy of Heineken: the challenges of working in a multinational team. The objective of this project is to provide advice to the company on how to overcome this shortcoming, to create a stronger global strategy, build more effective work groups, and generate a competitive advantage. In order to provide a better understanding of the situation, two examples of people who have experienced these problems are introduced. One employee that faces the challenges of a multinational team is a girl working at the Heineken Experience in Amsterdam. She stated that due to the different mother tongues, miscommunication happened quite frequently. Furthermore, the different ways of working were often hard to deal with. Especially regarding the working schedule, it was a true challenge, because some employees preferred to have their working schedule 3 weeks in advance, whereas others changed their availability even a couple of days before their shift. Another example is that of a Mexican manager who was transferred to the Netherlands. It was really difficult for him to adapt to the new way of working. In a meeting, for instance, the new team questioned and discussed his process. He perceived that as extremely disrespectful and said that they did not know who the boss was. Both experiences can be visualized on the cultural map of Aaron Meyer that shows that each culture scores differently on each of the 8 dimensions. In the case of the Mexican manager, it becomes clear that the Dutch and the Mexican way of leading and deciding are quite different. This shows that in Mexico, the manager said what has to be done, whereas in the Netherlands, the team leads itself. The experiences of the girl who works at the Heineken Experience can be explained because of the differences in terms of how people perceive time. In multinational teams, these sometimes complete opposites way of working and managing can lead to frustration and serious problems. Observing these two examples, the solution seems to be very easy: to simply have one homogeneous group of employees with a manager from the same country. But what Heineken is facing is a cultural dilemma, because just a homogeneous group of employees is not the solution and contains various issues as well. Therefore, both sides have to be analyzed using the reconciliation worksheet of entrepreneurs. The goal is not only to find a compromise between the two, but to reconcile the dilemma.
In the following image, the Trompenaars reconciliation worksheet can be seen. The dilemma present in this situation is the creation of teams from employees with different cultural background, this type of dilemma being present at the level of the management board. There are 2 axes present, one of them measuring homogeneous cultural teams and the other one the cross-cultural team and management. Each variable has advantages and disadvantages. For the y-axis, advantages are present such as easy communication and equal understanding of deadlines. Furthermore, disadvantages such as the lack of global strategy and narrow view towards problem solving might appear. For the x-axis, advantages such as different points of view and a large pool of knowledge are present. Furthermore, disadvantages such as language barriers and different work habits might affect the teamwork. Why is it important to address the dilemma? A stable and strong base of knowledge would be created by different cultures within a team. However, this large pool of knowledge needs to be guided towards problem solving. Through proper leadership and coordinated teamwork, an international team led by a trained manager is a great addition to any company. People with different cultural backgrounds will view problems differently, thus having several points of view will give a more holistic view of the challenges faced by the team. Having a homogeneous group working towards problem solving is important. Furthermore, a manager that understands cultural differences and can deal with misunderstandings between the team members, but also with hierarchical differences, is needed to guide and support such individuals towards success. What are the steps necessary to implement such management strategy? One point that needs to be addressed is the focus on cultural training. Such trainings should be provided every 2 to 3 months and should be provided by the company. Team building events should be organized by employees themselves, keeping in mind and respecting all the different cultures when organizing such gathering. Such strategies can improve the CQ of the team, reduce language barrier, give a more in-depth understanding of the work ethic, and ultimately reveal shared values among colleagues. While hiring a foreign manager is also a part of having a diverse pool of employees and ultimately ideas, the management board needs to make sure that such manager has developed cultural understanding and a high CQ level. Moreover, the executive board has to be aware of those situations occurring in a multicultural team, such as language barriers and different work habits. Thus, the goal should be set towards gaining knowledge about CQ and therefore identify weaknesses which would be later overcome through action plans elaborated by the employees. Such implementation process should be monitored closely through anonymously surveys, which would show the progress made by the employees of the development of their CQ.
Thank you for listening to our presentation and thank you for your time.